things about the past and it already happened. So think about your life. What's already happened for you? What happened?
I already came out of my mom.
Oh, hey, our good call, kindergarten, all right. What already happened?
I already been 3.
You've already been 3. How many have already been 3? Yeah, that's all of you, right? All of us. We've all been 3 at some point, right? What else has already happened?
Kenzie, sit.
Okay, we've all been 2. Raise your hand if you've been on a vacation. Raise your hand if you've been bad one time. Man, did something bad. Except you, I know. Raise your hand if you've been to the grocery store. Yeah, so all of those things have already happened, right? What else?
What about St. Patrick's a really long time ago? Like it was kind of when they were like last St. Patrick's Day because it already happened and it's gonna be a long time ago, and it was a long time ago already.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
That's
it
right.
was just yesterday.
So just think about all the things that have happened, and what do we do with all the things that have happened? What do we do with all that? Yeah, we write it down. And why do we write it down? Why do we write it down? So we can remember, right? We always want to remember the things that happen. We want to remember the good things, right?
Yes.
At home, when your mom wants to remember the good things, what does she do? She takes a picture and she writes a little bit about it and she puts it in a book, in a scrapbook, right? How many have a scrapbook at home? All your baby pictures, yeah, all of that. So your parents write down your history too, right? Here's what I'll show you. This is really cool. I'm a high school teacher, and this is a high school history book.
Whoa.
Yeah, right?
That's like 103 pages.
103. That's close.
1,600.
This book has, you want to know how many pages are in here?
No.
There are 1,000 pages in here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of zeros, right?
Whoa. My sister can read like 100,000. Like
So there are 1,000 pages, but we didn't put every single thing in here, did we? We can't put everything in a book, can we? So we have to decide what's important to put in a book, right? Like think about your life. You want to put in all the fun stuff, right? We can leave out some of the bad stuff, right? You have to tell them everything bad, do we? But we want to tell them all the fun stuff, the vacations we went on, the good food that we get to eat, the friends that we have. We put all of that in a book, right?
Yeah.
What about when you got in trouble? Okay, let's leave that out. But sometimes we have to put it in there just to remind ourselves not to do it again, right? So sometimes it's important. So in this book, there are all kinds of things that are really super cool, but there are also some things that aren't really cool. But we write them all down and we put them in a book so people have a way to see what we've done in our lives, right?
Yes.
What's up, man?
Well, like in the past, when I was a baby, I family used to put furniture all around us.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we wouldn't escape.
Over here.
And I just figured it out. I don't know if my family put it in a spot.
It's probably somewhere, right? Somebody knows about it,
I
right?
don't know.
Think about this. Close your eyes. Let's do this. Close your eyes, and I want you to think about. Gotta close your eyes. Close your eyes, and think about your last vacation. When you went to, I don't know, to see Grandma.
Ski.
Okay, close your eyes. Or you went to Disneyland. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Maybe you went to go see your cousin. How awesome was that?
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right, was it cool?
Yeah.
Who can tell us about that? All right, let's go to the front row. What you got? Tell us about your last vacation.
I went to
Mexico. Yeah. Beginning, middle, and end? Okay, tell us about it.
I went on a cruise.
You cruise to... Get back to me. Okay, that's cool. What did you do?
I went to
Disney World. Was it fun? Okay. Where'd you go? That's awesome. Where'd you go?
To go see my cousin because my uncle died.
Oh, plot twist. Okay. All right. So let's. Okay. Where'd you go?
To Disneyland, and it was my brother's birthday.
Okay. Very cool. Where'd you go?
Ski.
That's ski. All right. Where'd you go, man?
I go to California and I went to Legoland there.
Awesome. Legoland. Okay. So put your hands down. If you went on a vacation, raise your hand if your parents took a picture.
Then her made a book out of it.
And they made a book out of it? That's awesome. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, so that's what we do. We record our history. Some things are really super positive, and not everything is. Sometimes, well, bad things happen, right? But we still want to remember that, right? And so in this book, this is the history of the world. The world, right. Right, yeah.
Is it all
Wow.
the world?
All the world. Like all the world.
I think we're going to
China.
I think we're
World.
going to Fatal.
Like here, kindergarten. The world, what is this?
Yeah. So every part of the world is written in this book, the history of stuff. And at some point you're going to get to read this if you're lucky, and then you'll pass high school and that's just a different story. But okay, it's awesome. It's awesome. There are really good things in here, like we elected presidents, right?
Hey, can you read some?
Well, it's not that kind of fun. But I'll catch you next time I'm on the list, all right? So there are all kinds of really cool things in this book, and then there are some things that aren't great. Like we fought in wars. What's a war?
Yep, I know.
What's a war?
It means a battle.
A battle, right? So there are a lot of wars that have been fought all around the world, and they're written about in this book. Is that good? Yeah, because we want to know what happened, right? We want to know who won. We want to know, how many lived, how many didn't. We want to know all kinds of things. Talk to me, man.
We kind of want to know who won. Kind of like the good guys. We want the good guys to win, not the bad guys.
That's true, but we get to find out if they did in this book, right? Sometimes it's a movie, right? Most of the time it's a book. Books are better.
Excuse me, why can you not read it to us?
Well, because this book could take a while, man. You don't have that kind of time.
It could take until just do a couple tomorrow night.
A couple of pages.
It would take
Okay, all right.
one.
Okay.
200 for 100 days.
All right, okay, so just for you, man. I'll give you yours.
Now, Carter,
So
if
here
this.
we go. Let's, here's somebody you know. How about, how do we feel about Christopher Columbus? And we don't know him? Okay, let's move on. Do we know him?
No. Yes.
Who is Columbus?
Yes.
Who is Christopher Columbus? Anybody know that guy?
I think it might be. I think it. My mom and dad told me it's in London.
Say that again?
My mom and dad said it was in London.
Okay, Christopher Columbus is the one who sailed from Europe and found this new world, right? The Americas, where we live now. Go ahead.
Is there
Let me look. No. Okay, but there are some really cool.
Is there Albert Einstein?
Okay, so let's talk about my man Columbus because he's in the book.
He's there, man.
He's not my guy.
Hey, how about Albert
Kindergarten, man.
Einstein?
Okay, who else is in the book? Let's see. Some other people that you might know. Oh, hey, when we discover something new, like how many know what chicken pox are? Yeah, chicken pox. So when we have discoveries, we write about those discoveries in this book.
I know what chicken pox is.
Washington. Let's go to the end because the end's always awesome. That's what you know. Right?
You said the end.
Right. So in the end, this book, guess who's in this book? George?
Washington.
I'm trying to. Let me see.
Hey, what's up, Barack Obama?
Oh, that's a good question. Is he in this book? No, not in this one. Okay, here we go. Let's wrap this up. Here we go. Here's what you should know. In high school, I ask my students to create a history book of their own. And so they all have to bring a history book at the end of the school year. No, it's for high school kids. And so if the high school book is a history of their year in high school.
That's not yours.
This is not 100 pages because you're only in school for 1 year. You're only in that last year of high school, I should say. All right, so as a senior, at the end of your senior year, you have to make a book for me. And then I grade the book, and then I give it back to you, and you can take it home and you can share it with your family or your friends. And it's awesome to have, because then you can put it right next to your other history books, and it's a record of...
History book.
It's a record of your time, right?
Time. My dad has. Hey, I'm home. It's been watching of my time.
So let me share with you just a couple of things that we ask kids to do in their history book. Buddy? This is not mine. This is one I borrowed from a student. So we ask students to be able to tell us what high school is like. And so they get all their pictures, because they always take pictures, right? They have a cell phone, so they take a bunch of pictures, right? And then they write a little bit about their history. Okay, so you can see that some kids have a really fun time in high school. Right? High school is awesome. Wait for it. All right? But we talk about where we want to go in our life and where we've been in our life. And it's really cool.
And Mr. Davis, can we show you what we did? This is the kindergarten level.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
A timeline.
So have you
Awesome.
done your timelines or working on it? Not yet.
You see how there's a beginning, a middle, and yesterday, right? It's not done yet. You could keep going, right?
Yeah, but we don't have enough paper.
Ouch, gotta work on that one. That's really cool. Who is this? Who is this?
Josie.
Where you at?
Raise your hand, Josie.
Hi.
So just like that book in the past, and just like the history book that Mr. Davis showed. In the past, she was a baby, and she was a toddler, and now she's a kindergartner, and in the future, she wants to be a mom.
Awesome. This is really cool. So everything we want to make sure that we have some record of, either with pictures or with words or both, right? That's really important. So think about this.
Make it really important.
Think about this. Raise your hand if you like cookies. No, that's none of you, I'm guessing. Right? What? You don't like cookies?
Yes.
You're out of here, man. All right. So we all like cookies, right? Raise your hand if your mom makes some awesome cookies. Mom or dad makes awesome cookies.
Yeah, I like that.
A recipe, right? And it's somewhere at home. Or now it's just in her head, right? She put sugar in. Done, right? Done.
White chocolate.
Done. So you know how it works, right? Think about this. If your mom didn't have a recipe, would she be able to make those cookies awesome all the time? You hope, but maybe not. You gotta follow that history, right? The written record of how to make cookies.
I think we have the timeline because that could help us remember.
That could help you remember, absolutely. Do you remember when you were a baby?
Yes, I
Do you really remember?
Yeah, I do remember timeline.
Do you remember rocking the diaper? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Close your eyes. Again. Close your eyes. And this is where I leave. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, Christian. Close your eyes and think about this. Close your eyes and think about that awesome cookie that mom or dad made last time. Think about how awesomely good it tasted.
A Christmas tree cookie.
A Christmas tree cookie. Sweet.
A chocolate.
Now, here's what I want you to do. Open your eyes. When you go home, I want you to ask your mom or dad, whoever makes those awesome cookies, where the recipe is. Ask them to show you the recipe. And they'll show you the written history of how to make an awesome cookie. Okay? You have a recipe? Yes, it's called King Soopers. Okay. So, who's going to do that? Who's going to ask? Who's going to go home and ask mom? Go home and ask, okay? And before you go home and ask, guess what?
I can ask you.
Your mom's your teacher?
I can ask you right
just a
now.
guy. All right, you're a guy.
I got her
King Supers, man. They don't handle all of it.
You
All right.
do not.
So let's do this.
have
Let's do this. Who can tell me why we write it down?
to be.
Why do we write it down?
So if you want some more of the list.
Okay, tell me, do we write down good things?
No.
This is your pop quiz reading. Do we write down good things? Do we write down the bad things? Yes. Not all of them. Not all of them. But some, right? Some. And why do we write it all down? So we won't
Forget.
forget. Why do we write it down?
So you don't forget.